So first, he's tackling cauliflower with a recipe for roasted tandoori cauliflower. Oh, that sounds good. So here's what you're going to need for this one. Some cauliflower, tandoori spice, yogurt, oil, water, kosher salt, and cilantro. So you don't need much, and it's going to be fantastic, I'm sure of it. Dev, this recipe sounds so promising. I feel like you're going to be changing some minds when it comes to the cauliflower. Where do we start?
Trace, it is a very exciting recipe. It's also an exciting day. It's beautiful outside, so again, I'm outside getting some fresh air, and I love cooking outdoors. Whole roasted cauliflower is something that's not only trending right now, but it's also very healthy. It's also a vegetarian application, and I'm a big fan of healthy veg things. So, put this down. We're gonna make a tandoori marinade for it. So what I'm gonna do is, into my vessel, I'm gonna add in some grapeseed oil, a neutral flavored oil. High smoke point oil is a good idea. Let's go in and add some yogurt. You can add whatever type of yogurt you like. Now let's add in our tandoori spice. Now, you know me, especially when I came in the studio, I was a big advocate of making things from scratch, and this is my homemade blend of tandoori spice. But if you really want to learn how to make this, I'd be willing to share that recipe, but I thought, why not keep it simpler and let people go out to the store, and instead of buying 8, 9, 10, 11 spices, you buy one. That's why we're using this. But just so you know, it's got cumin and coriander and turmeric. A key ingredient is fenugreek, which is known as methi, or methi, which is known as fenugreek. That's what gives it a really beautiful flavor. So we're gonna add this in here. We're gonna add it all. That's what we're gonna do. I don't even know why I was hesitating. We season everything with a good amount of salt. We're gonna add in a little bit of black pepper. Now, to loosen this up, I'm gonna add a little bit of water, because we're gonna want to paint our cauliflower. That's right, I said paint the cauliflower. So I'm gonna put it down in this nice tray. I'm also just gonna get a little squeeze of some oil into my vessel, move the water out of the way. First step, pour in to the cauliflower. This is what's gonna be hard to season, is inside there. So you pour some in there, give it a shake around. Now we can paint the outside, okay? So I'm gonna finish painting this up in just a moment, and then I'm gonna place it directly on my barbecue. My barbecue's at 450 Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna put it on indirect heat for about 45 minutes, which means one side of the barbecue's hot, one side is not. So look how beautiful that's coming together. I'm going to cover this entire thing with the marinade. We're gonna jump back to our cauliflower recipe, and we're gonna make a raita. A raita is a yogurt-based condiment, and let me show you how I make mine. So, with the trusty bowl, I'm gonna add in some yogurt. So when you're making tandoori food, yogurt is a very important ingredient. Not only does it add tang and body and flavor, but it's a natural tenderizer. That's why it's in tandoori, because tandoori chicken is very popular. The yogurt breaks that down. It'll also make the cauliflower a little bit tender as well. I have some cucumber that I grated. I squeezed out some excess juice from there. We're gonna add in some cumin. We're gonna add in some coriander. Going back to the cumin, we didn't get it all out. Cumin, coriander, I have some mint that's gonna go in there. I have some cilantro. I'm just gonna put a little bit of cilantro into our marinade too. That's gonna give a nice flavor. Cilantro goes in here. We're gonna add in some red onion. And Tracy, you know I'm always all about that seasoning. All over the cutting board, I love it. Pomegranate. This is not a traditional ingredient, but it's going to give you great bursts and pops of flavor, color as well. I love pomegranate. All the salt in. Let's get some green chili inside. The chili is a standard ingredient. It's a pretty traditional ingredient. It's going to add a good amount of heat, and it's cool when you do raita with green chili, because you get a contrast. You're eating something cold, but then it's spicy. Think of like a chili sorbet. That's kind of the vibe where this is going. Lastly, let's get in some lemon juice here. No seeds, unless you don't like who you're cooking for. In. Good squeeze of lemon juice, and here we're just gonna bring together the most beautiful raita. In the meantime, all I can do now, or what I can do rather, is just go back and paint this completely. So I want everything, especially underneath. So you see these parts here where there's, making a mess again, these parts here where there's nothing, that's definitely where I want to go. Let's take a look how this looks. Oh man, are you seeing this? Take a look at our tandoori. Oh, we have some, look at that. How beautiful. It's just falling apart, falling off. We're gonna tuck that back where it came from, which is right there, because I do want to serve it whole. But look how beautiful this looks. Look at the color, look at the char, bright red, looks beautiful. For this, what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to take my pomegranate raita, put that right on the side, and I'm just gonna push this over a little bit. I'm going to season this up just a little bit with a little bit of lemon, which is gonna make it pop and make it sing. Little bit of lemon juice on that tandoori cauliflower.